Amazing. Do you know you have to not talk during that? And it's killer.
I don't think you saw that, Patrick. But right when it started, I started choking on a piece of lettuce, and I had to hold it. I had to hold it in until I could mute my microphone, and then I almost threw up. And Tracy's just laughing at me the whole time, and
Deserved. All right, Will, take it away.
I'm glad no one died.
Early already before we even start playing.
Yeah, we are missing one player, so as just like way to start off our day. Ray couldn't join us because she's a little under the weather, so I'm sure she'll be back in a couple weeks. But for now, we're gonna play one person down, which just means Patrick's in more danger than normal.
Yes.
Also, to say we start every episode just recognizing Ukraine is still being invaded by Russia. I looked it up today. It's been 2 months, 2 weeks, and I believe 5 days, which is insanity. So as we play this from our safety and comfort of our homes, and people watching now and later, just remember there's many who can't do the same. So with that, we are back to where we left off last 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. It's been a while. We are now kind of below the floor of the fourth ring. You guys had found a hole inside of the back room of where a Sergeant Dendrick Oakbelly led you guys to. You guys came through. You found a dead drow on the floor, kind of next to a broken chair, kind of taped on her and taped on the chair. You found a hole in the floor that led down. And what you found down there was someone or something has been building structures and like rooms and tunnels below the surface, kind of in where the work area might be for people repairing the ring.
Okay.
Within this, I guess we could go straight to our Figma, Patrick.
Sure, let's do it.
Because we have everyone there. Ray messaged us. She said she's just going to check on this hole and like make sure no one follows us in. So Ray's character is going to stay there. So when we move our little icons, let's just leave Ray. Before we continue, I did want to bring up one thing. So last time we had talked about these doors in this room and how they're electronic lock pads. And there was this discussion of just who are our rogues? I know Ray was one. Tracy, are you a rogue or are you a ranger? Cool. Andrew was the other rogue. What I think I came to, and we can make a discussion of this now, and we can apply this next time when Ray comes back. What I think could be cool is for one rogue to approach their rogueness through more traditional tools, and one to be more of like a tech rogue. So when doors need physical lockpicks, and when traps need dismantling and those type of things, the one rogue would take primary. When computers needed hacking, when electronic locks needed to be broken into, then the other rogue would kind of take their turn. I don't know what you think, Andrew, and Ray can't be here to speak about that.
I think that's a good idea. If I'm a smuggler, right? Like, and I can hack small aircrafts. Does that make me more mechanical or more traditional, or more mechanical or more techno?
I think you should be the techno one.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
Patrick.
He's a techno rogue? Is that what we've determined?
Yeah.
Because that's the arch nemesis of Mr. Rock Daddy Sleazel Slickfingers over here, is a techno rogue.
Techno rogue.
And I just think it could be cool to like take two of the same class and just try and make them a little bit more unique. And this could play into a lot of just how you approach everything as your character, right? Where I know like Tracy's character, especially after taking your new fighting style archetype, whatever Rangers call it, and you having like smoke bombs, all these things, like you're also going more towards that gadget realm. And I think it could be really interesting for Ray maybe to take more of a traditional knife approach, which I think even though she's not here, I think that's kind of where she's been going already, very stabby and up in physical. And maybe, Andrew, you could take your rogue in the more electronic kind of cyber criminal way.
I do think we all recognize that my greatest contribution is flying into doors.
Yeah, and a little bit of comic relief, I would say, when you fly into signs and things. So with that, for today, because Ray's not here, obviously anything that needs lockpicking, we're not going to be like, you don't have your physical tools, and we will make the final decision when she's with us. But I just want to tell you, like, after we had spoken about, like, hey, can't we lockpick these doors because it's the future? This is kind of the solution I came up with. So with that,
I want to point out real quick, we've just had our first name added to the generator, and that is Bartleby Rockfinger. So there are new viewer rewards. By the way, what's up, Christian? And also Zach. If you want to participate in the game, just click on the channel points icon at the bottom and check out the rewards we've added. There's some interesting ones, including the ability to prevent one of us from saying a word for 5 minutes, or like a specific word is what I'm saying. Yes, and also to add names to our name generators that'll be used in the future, and then the ability to actually get us to gift random subs. So just make sure you check out the channel points, but go ahead, Will.
Cool. And I don't know if one of you guys is comfortable just grabbing those names and just saving them somewhere just so that we can keep them for the future. Also, because we're talking about this, we're also going to start putting up for our subscribers all of our maps and other D&D things I've got laying around. Like I designed a stack of printable cards for your home for potions and liquids. We're going to put that up. And I've got some one-off session, like one-pagers. So all those are going to be available on our Discord sooner than later. Patrick and I had to figure out how we're hosting all that. But if you subscribe, you'll be able to go to the Discord. You just have to connect your Discord to Twitch, which I learned how to do today. So if you don't know how, Google it. That's what I did.
Figure it out. All right.
Yeah.
That is not a resource we're making available.
You just go Google
We
it
will,
yourself.
but it's in the Discord.
So yeah. If you guys look at Figma, and I believe it's already on the stream, I don't remember what the M stands for, so I'm gonna just.
It stands for no. It's Patrick's bot.
Oh, that's right.
How dare you?
Oh man. Okay, so we're gonna leave that. Patrick, you're gonna be in charge of moving him around.
His name is Mick Jagger. That's the reason he's an M.
That's right. How could I have forgotten?
Honestly, he's the only reason I showed back up today to see what happens to him.
So like we had said, this room is kind of just full of like broken boxes and containers. There's little bits of maybe broken like tech and utilities and things like that, just kind of bordering the edges of this room. You guys had used your scanner, which I can't remember what we called it, but you used the scanner in here and you saw that two figures kind of dropped through the hole in the wall and then made their way through this door. They didn't need to interact with the keypad at all, but the door opened for them. And when you guys approached the door, it didn't open. So with that...
It was called a phasing detector.
Is that what we called it?
Wait. No, maybe that's what we got. The phasing detector set of goggles lets us see out-of-phase monsters. Never mind.
Right.
This was a little circular thing.
Yes.
I'm going to look it up.
So.
It was...
in my notes, it says scanner.
Yeah, I think I probably just never named it. So yeah, we'll just call it scanner for now. I'll look it up later and I can put it in our Slack. But what it does is it instead of like video recording, it records actions, and kind of the idea is that it like when you move, your movements kind of echo through time and reverberate in this space. And this device can like pick it up and then recreate rough versions of what happened. So what you guys saw was a human and a goblin, but you don't really know what they look like because most of their features are softened, and it's more just like the silhouette figures kind of coming through the space and going through that door. We'll say they went through the top door. So with that, what do you guys want to do?
I want my Figma to load appropriately.
I can tell you that I'm fully outside of my depth. All right, so I'm still in the top room. I'm just now, or I'm sorry, I'm standing.
We had just dropped down.
Okay.
Yeah, you'd come down from that weird altar thing and joined me and Aslan down like by the door. And yeah, we'd done the sensory orb thing, and we were pretty much just like on the verge of busting into this door.
I had just lockpicked the bottom door, and I was gonna see what was in it, and then we decided not to.
Okay.
We decided to stop.
Then I think that's what we're gonna do is go through that bottom door.
And so to be clear, I'm fairly certain I'd already had my plasma blade out. That was like a source of light, but also as a source of anxiety going into this like dark hole that I was just like, hey, flashlight that can hurt folks. That sounds helpful. So I think I'd already been like prepared by the door with that particular weapon. I don't remember what y'all had, but
I've got my crossbow at the ready.
I would love to know what oh my god, I'm seated in Figma next to the bot, and I'm just like, what is he doing again? I kind of don't remember what his purpose was by that door.
How long have I been muted? Have you guys heard anything I just said?
No.
Oh, I don't know what I hit on my keyboard. You guys got to look out for that red thing. All right. So we talked about Ukraine. No.
Yeah.
Yes,
We heard. We heard.
We
The
heard
whole
up
thing.
until like 3 minutes ago. We
When you
Perfect.
said, "What do you guys
We
want
talked
to
about
do?"
this. Yeah.
Okay, no, then you're good. Then you're good. I didn't see anything. All I looked at, all of a sudden, there was just a red icon. I was like, how did that happen? Okay, we're
okay,
good.
Will's going crazy. That's fine.
Oh, it's gone.
So the bottom door is already lockpicked. So if that's the case, then I want to go ahead and I mean, I'm not going to move to the front of the line here. Mick is going to be in front of me, and I'm going to be standing behind Mick because that's like the order that this is going to happen.
Yeah, I just want to try to sneak peek open the door. I had unlocked it right before we ended the last session, so I
I
just want
swear my color gets changed every time. It's so ridiculous.
Peek. to in.
You can change it again if you'd like.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to change it back to red. I don't know how that got shifted. All right.
It was never red, Patrick. I think you were looking at Ray's last time because Ray.
In
figured
session
red.
1, it was red.
Yeah.
I can pull the tape. In session 1, it was red.
Okay, maybe
And
in
someone
session
else
one,
came in and said,
but-
I want to be red, and then changed mine.
it was Ray.
No,
Not someone.
Ray had a black background.
She had a
and you
black
didn't.
background with red, and then you
Yeah.
had just red. But then Will asked us to not have black backgrounds, so we switched it, and then we just changed yours to one that because I thought you were colorblind.
Yeah. I'm notoriously colorblind, which is the reason I picked this high contrast, light yellow, green, and tan, specifically for my colorblindness.
All right, can I just try to stealth into this door? Can I roll on that?
Yeah, so before you do that, so you unlock the door. You know from the scanning device that the doors slide open. So these are very different than the doors you've like encountered upstairs where they've been more traditional R doors. So
Yeah.
these are more like those bay doors that kind of just open automatically. So as you unlock it, they do kind of slide open.
All right, then I'll look in immediately, but then try to just kind of creep in and be quiet about
Yeah.
it.
And as just like the room you guys are currently in, this room is also pretty dark, right? There might be little kind of emergency lights up on the ceiling, but for the most part, it's almost pitch black, right? By the time you get to
I
the
do have
corners,
dark vision though, so doesn't that help? Isn't that?
yeah. So you see in
Okay.
dim light. I just don't remember who has dark vision. Everyone but Patrick. Is that the game today?
Yeah, let's just go with everyone. But
Literally everyone
Sizzle.
but Patrick had dark vision.
Perfect. So everyone kind of sees in grayscale. That's what dark vision does. It allows you to see dim light, but all color goes away.
Okay.
Um,
So like how Patrick sees the world on a day-to-day basis.
yeah, probably. Or he just changes colors. Weird stuff happens. So as you look through this room, it is almost a continuation of the room you were in. Except I would say that all the stuff, all the boxes and everything that were in the room and along the walls are a little bit more organized. Where the room you were in originally was kind of just tossed and everything was just like stacked up. These almost seem categorized. So there's a pile of clothing, there's a pile of electronics, there's maybe some broken weaponry. But as you go through, you can tell like maybe they were taking stuff from there and then bringing it into here and sorting it.
Okay, and I noticed that there's a door down the other side.
Mm-hmm.
You're literally going to every single door possible to avoid going into the one where we know people are, aren't you?
No. I just
We saw them go into this top door.
yeah.
You did.
I was just making
Yeah.
a note of the fact that is a door.
that
down
means
there.
that's exactly
Yeah.
where the danger is. I do want to go ahead.
Yeah.
Since I'm seeing things more organized, I want to. Are there any cabinets against the wall, or is this like kind of open stacks?
No, it looks more like a warehouse. Kind of just like boxes on boxes on boxes. There's
wanna-
very little like shelving or anything like that.
First box I want to see. I want to pop open the lid and check inside.
Yeah, so the first box right next to that door, you come in and you can tell there's like different assortments of clothing. And most of the clothing is ripped up or torn, right? It's got holes in it, but it looks a lot like all the other fourth ring kind of lower end worn out clothing.
So I don't see any upgrades for me.
No.
Right off. Okay, that's fine. I'm it's already tough enough for me to be in here, and I'm trying to stay close. So I'm gonna grab the pants leg of Andrew's character, and we'll continue. I'll continue following him forward.
Cool. So
Wait, does
currently-
Mick Jagger have dark vision? Can my combat companion see in the dark?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll just hold on to the top of my combat companion.
No, you should hold hands.
Like one little leg that comes down.
Do combat
you
companions
should-
have
as a
tiny
small- as a
It's whatever you want,
small-
Patrick. It's whatever you want.
You hold hands.
It's this little deal.
Holding hands.
I'm picturing both hands like daddy. Like
Yeah, you can't use any weapons now because you're walking
Because you're holding hands.
this toddler robot.
Can he cradle me? If he puts both his hands up, can I just lay in his arms?
yeah. You'll sing your little song.
All right.
So far, only Patrick is in the new room.
Well, that was a mistake. But yes.
Just saying. So everything I've been explaining so far, only Patrick is privy.
Yeah, I I just wanted to look in there and get an idea because I do think if we're going down here to try to find the people, the way to do that is to go the direction they went.
Well,
So-
maybe, but I mean, I'm gonna yell back that there is another door in here. I think if it's low enough effort to just go in this door, let's just see what's on the other side. It's not like I guess my point is, hold on, let me take a step back. We don't know specifically who we're trying to get. We were just told they're in this house, right?
Yeah, if you're asking me.
So the fact that we saw people in the past walk through this door, does that mean that's specifically the people that we're looking for?
No, but I mean, I would apply logic to the idea that any people we see with any sort of lead is people we should try to interact with.
But
You know,
People
walking into
versus
this
no-
secret
people
hole
versus-
in the floor.
but like
People versus no
into
people.
the doors that don't open.
in Ohio, they have these things called basements, and that's normal.
That's true.
I guess what I'm wondering is, seeing this scanner, is this scanner like chronological, and the thing we're seeing is for sure the last thing that happened?
You don't really know how it
We don't know.
works.
Okay, so we're just going off a hunch that because we see this, those are the people and they went through here.
I don't know that I'm necessarily going off of that hunch as much as it is people versus no people. We're trying to find people so that like I'm more inclined to go where the people are.
All right, coming back, but I'm
like the
still.
most likely lead.
I'm not letting
'cause
go of
I,
Mick
like-
Jagger.
Elle is holding on to the fact that like there's a sense of competition here too. And I don't know if you sensed that from last session, but like we are pitted against this other team, and like whether or not that's applicable to the mission as a whole, Elle is
Right,
feeling
There's
pressure
a bit of a
to
time.
get to task
Yes,
because we're
yeah.
getting off planet, and I feel like there's a window.
All right, well, one
And
of
so,
you.
like,
like,
I don't know what that window is, so I literally have not moved from this door because I'm like, this one though.
One of you
Like-
needs to take care of that lock right now, or Mick Jagger's about to.
All right, I got it.
Don't let the robot smash into it like the first time.
Andrew, from now on, unless you find great joy in rolling checks for locks, we're going to say that you're able to unlock within a certain period of time. If there's a time crunch, we'll have you roll. But
Okay,
because there's no pressure right now, we can just say you could unlock all these doors as you walk through them. Yeah. So let me find that guy. So as you open the door, or the doors automatically open, you see that it goes just like 10 feet and then takes a quick right.
Should I be
Okay.
concerned by this
And-
really big square right here?
No, because I don't know what that is. Oh, that was the square. I just disappeared. I just
Okay,
drew
I wanna-
sloppy.
I want to creep around that corner to see what's on
Yeah.
the other side.
And as you are like
Wait, why am I moving the
keeping,
whole thing?
you are just
Moving
command
the
Z a
whole-
bunch of times.
Okay, there you go.
Well, no, I'll put it back. You're welcome.
Who's holding the map?
It
was
was
for some reason.
Tracy, and I fixed it.
Actually, I can stop that. Okay, so it's locked.
Children.
Oh, that won't work. I need to unlock it. Okay, so as you start to come up to that corner, what you
it
can
can
hear
work
is
like
it
a video game where like the character stays still, and it's like, well, then Mick walks through this hallway. That is easier. Go ahead.
You hear
We are never gonna get to this fight.
we
didn't even make it to it. Do you remember? Just to like catch everyone up from last session, is we went to 2 floors that were completely unrelated to the mission at task because we A, weren't listening, and B, were a bit too
I take
cautious,
partial credit
and
for
spent
that
a
not happening.
whole session not doing the thing we're supposed to do. So
Tracy,
like,
mistakes were made. Okay.
and I was part of that. Where like I was a little confused, but I wasn't like, where are you guys going? So now this time I'm just like, can we just go down the goddamn hallway?
So as you turn the corner, you start to hear sounds of machinery. And as you come into this small room, it's very similar to the second room you guys came in below, where there's things organized. But what you see on the top is a conveyor belt that runs through the wall to the right. And you can hear in there additional machinery. So like
so we do see the conveyor belt, and we see it come out one room and into the next room.
Yeah, and you see that it is like actively moving.
Oh my gosh.
I am tempted to put Sleazel on it.
No, put Mick Jagger on it. Listen.
But Mick Jagger can't like report back, right?
No, but he can mess some stuff up. The thing is, Mick Jagger's pretty strong, and I assume that being a combat companion, can we put a grenade in his hand and send him through? Having no idea what's on the other side. Okay, who has something that is in essence like a small like pinhole camera we can just like poke through? Who has that?
Hunter's Mark, which is my new spell from last session, is essentially a like little tiny drone thing.
Okay.
That will allow me to look for stuff.
if that works, then I think that's where we start. And if there's danger on the other side, we're just gonna send the combat companion to his death.
And Tracy, this is not me trying to micromanage you at all. This is just concerned that you might not know. But Hunter's Mark, I believe, is a level 1 spell. So if you use this, it's a one less time you can use it today.
Yeah, as far as it's like 2 turns total, right? For like
until you take a long rest. Yeah, which is you need to sleep.
Yes, and I was also under the impression that there was like a target needed too. I was fairly certain it was like tracking, so I'm not sure.
That's the kind of D&D where I'm like, if you're like, hey, I want to try to use this to go just see something, and you want to use a whole spell for it, like okay, but you're not going to get all the other benefits that comes with Hunter's Mark.
Right, and that's why I wanted to like throw it out there. We're like, yes, I do technically have a thing that does that exact sort of thing, and like it could be used for recon in theory. I mean, that was kind of what I had originally designed the spell for, but it does,
If we want to really overcomplicate this, you could just
always.
You could just throw me one of those boxes from the other room because I'm about the size of a box of clothes, and just send me in on the conveyor belt.
I love that you read my mind, because when we were back in this like room disarray, I was like, we could just put Sleazel in a box, and then he could just like cosplay as part of like
of the room.
And so I really thought about putting you in a box, and I love that you put that out there.
Put me in a box and put Combat Companion in a box, and just send us both through.
Yes.
And then we could spend the rest of our hour and a half building a new character.
That's the reason it's important Combat Companion comes too.
Okay. Are you really proposing that as a character?
I am. So here's the thing. All I'm saying is these doors open automatically. So if there are people on the other side and you pick this lock or do whatever you need to do and it opens, there is no like I slowly open. It's just gonna go and we're gonna be there. So what I am saying is that we either need to not go through the door, or we need to distract them so that when we open the door, we're not the thing that they're looking at in that moment. So I don't mind sending Combat Companion, just put him on the conveyor belt and send him in. And then at least when we open the door, maybe that's already creating a WTF moment.
Listen, I'm good with it.
Okay.
If you are, I'm good with it. Like I want to get into the action.
Okay. So in that case, what I think, do we want to put him in a box, or do we just want to like sit him on the conveyor belt and just send him in?
He can't get himself out of a box, right?
I don't think he can.
Well, then I don't think so, because otherwise we're just sitting in a box and like.
I think he's as versatile, like he's as nimble as a Roomba is. That's what I imagine.
Yeah.
It won't cause a distraction if he's a box either.
I would say what you should imagine that droid, Mick Jagger, looking like is the training droid from Star Wars that Luke first trains with on Dagobah, right? It's actually pretty nimble, and its main concern is just to block damage from hitting you.
Okay, so
so it floats and it can jet around, or you can just drop it in a box and send it through.
so how? Oh, so it can like flutter around and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think we send him in, and I'm gonna whisper in his ear, like if you see stuff, like shoot across the room. That way they turn to look at you. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And
Question.
will I hear if combat bot accelerates?
Sure, it goes.
Perfect. So if we hear that, we trouble's on the other side.
Yeah, and you'll hear explosions. You know.
In the interest of addressing the vast amount of overthinkers that we have in this particular party, I would love to question about whether or not there is just a window at the end of this conveyor belt where we might just peek through and see if there are people.
Absolutely. It's just like,
on the other side.
It's just a conveyor belt that goes through a little portal. Yeah, a little box through the
Okay, so
wall.
like, just want to
You want to stick your head through?
Just go look through it.
not through, just like take a little peek
Don't do it.
instead of like this elaborate plan.
Yeah. Why don't you give me a stealth check?
See.
Give me a stealth check
Okay.
while you stick your head kind of into that little
The
window.
only setting I have is rock and roll, everybody. I'm not going to stick my head in that hole, okay?
Okay.
It's not rock and hole.
Thank you.
Okay, so
He gets it.
And 9.
Yeah,
Not
nine's not going to work too well. You're going to
No.
get onto like the conveyor belt. And as you like look through, it actually pushes you kind of like halfway in as the
Mhm.
conveyor belt moves forward. And what you see inside is the goblin and the human standing in front of a large piece of glass hanging from the ceiling with a giant map on it.
Okay.
And they
smoke
both
bomb.
Yeah, and so like the human's back is towards you, but the goblin looking through the glass map sees your head pop through, and he's like, "Hey, we gotta get them!" And the door automatically opens as the human starts to kind of charge towards you guys and the goblin.
I rolled a
So-
16 initiative.
Mick
That
Jagger,
was so fast.
we could have used you, Mick Jagger.
The second you said that he saw her, I'm like, well, time to roll initiative.
Yeah, and it's a very tight, where they're coming from is very tight. So we have
I rolled a 20 for initiative. That does nothing for me.
I mean, it means you'll probably move first.
Yes.
Okay, so
How
let
do we
me
roll
Probably
initiative?
die.
For those
you-
of us that are noobs,
Don't worry.
what is
Yeah,
this?
you
and
roll your
how?
d20. You roll your d20, and then there's an initiative number. Yours is probably 2 or 3 on your
So
character
then I have
sheet.
then I have a total of 3 because I rolled a 1.
Oh,
Yeah, you can have a little bit more, but it's probably 3.
I guess mine's a 21 then because I rolled a 20. Mine's a +1. So
Weird flex, but okay.
You have a 2 initiative.
No, I don't think I do. Yes, I do actually. I do have a 2 initiative. Sorry.
So you have so you rolled a 3.
I rolled a 3 total.
I think it's probably because you're still trying to catch your footing after getting sucked into the conveyor belt a little bit.
Also, like discussed before stream for the audience, I've had a really weird, wonky luck week so far. And I said before we even started that I was concerned about our luck, specifically mine, because of my wonkiness
did
this
it.
week. And it is so far proving very, very true.
I
given
love that
my
we're saying
first 2
Wonka
rolls.
over and over.
Wonky with a Y. You've
No,
never
I
heard
know,
wonky
but-
before?
I know, but because candy.
Andrew,
Ugh.
what was your roll?
16.
Perfect.
he told you first.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So Patrick, you're going to go first. As you see this human kind of halfway through the door, closely being followed by this goblin.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 2 things. One, I'm going to make sure my combat robot stays in front of me.
Mhm.
But 2, because this is such a narrow area, what I want to try to do is blind them. So I'm going to cast color spray. And
Yeah, it's also dark.
yes.
Do you want my fog cloud so that it becomes
Oh, you know I
rainbow
do.
fog?
But you'll have to pepper that in as you see fit. So I'm gonna color spray.
You'll be dead before you get a chance to kill.
You're still not gonna know how combat works.
Mm-mm.
So basically,
Alright.
what this does is it's a 15-foot range and it's a 15-foot cone. So in this case, it'll just hit everybody. And it's gonna start with the creature that has the lowest amount of hit points, and it's going to. I'm gonna roll 6d10. The total is how many hit points of creatures the spell affects. So as long as their hit points fall within whatever I roll for the 6d10, it'll affect them. And each creature affected is blinded until the spell ends. And what I have to do is I have to subtract their hit points from the total before I move on to the next one. So like if I roll
It's how
40,
sleep works.
say it again.
It's how sleep works as well.
Perfect. Great.
It's my least favorite mechanic of D&D because it's the most confusing.
A little bit.
Just more math.
But what this is gonna do is this is gonna blind them, and it's gonna blind them for 1 round. So it'll blind them. I was on their turn as well. So let me roll 60.
Yeah, you'll each get an attack to do blinded.
Tracy,
will give you advantage.
Is this your first battle?
Oh yeah, I have no idea what's gonna happen or what to
We
do.
haven't
so
battled yet at all. We haven't gotten into any. We've had conflict. I guess we just.
No actual fights.
What about when we killed those lizards really effectively?
It was very
Y'all
fast.
just walked into that room firing.
All right.
She didn't get to roll dice.
She was like taking a bath or something. It was weird.
I threw the bath by there to wreck, and then y'all just like killed a bunch of
Patrick,
lizard
what's the number?
babies.
One second.
Oh, then we can keep bantering. Sorry, guys. Keep going.
No, you can't because I can't add with you banter.
He can barely add when it's perfectly silent.
This D&D, every time he has to add back, he's going to take his headphones off, do the roll, and then put them back on.
44.
They're both blinded.
Haha.
Which also is kind of meta, because now you know that they at least have
Together have less than
42.
44 HP. Yeah. So that is good to know. So they're both blinded. That's my action. I'm going to leave. I'm going to do something I said I would never do. I'm going to leave Mick Jagger there, but knowing that this is a narrow space, I'm going to step back. They're blinded, so I assume they're not going to swing at me.
Yeah.
But I'm going to step back so there is room for the next person to actually step up. The companion robot's not going to get in the way of that. Because you told me
so
he
you
was
like step
this big.
forward, you like play on your guitar or something, lights just fill
They come
the
out of my
hallway.
fucking hands. I literally just blinded these people with my palms, like Jesus descending, and then I'm leaving.
All right, that means it is the goblin's turn. He's just gonna kind of stumble forward blindly, like into the room, and then Andrew.
Can I say? Okay, well, I'm not gonna ask. I'm just gonna tell you. I say to Sleazel as I start to fly up to kind of hover up with my wings, because I can get up like at least a few feet, right?
Yeah, you can stand. Your hovering is right over Sleazel's head.
I would suggest to him that he gets onto the conveyor belt so that he then goes into the room and comes up behind them. So that's what I say as I fly up, and then I take my my bolt and I shoot at the goblin who is now in the room with us.
Yeah, super close.
And I rolled a natural 20.
Hey!
I was gonna say I think you get advantage, but doesn't matter.
Oh, you're saying when the
Are they
creature's
still kind
blinded?
of stuck? Are they still kind of dangling in between this like conveyor area?
No, so the goblin came into your room, but he's like feeling around, like trying to feel like where he is.
The goblin has. I was on the conveyor, half stuck in and out of a room.
Oh yeah,
just,
so
like,
you would be
reset?
you would be like there.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not me. Hold on,
That's me.
I'm the purple.
Sorry.
I
feel
am
like it should
where
be
I
really
was.
obvious what color I am.
I know. I'm just not that smart. Okay.
Oh no.
We are good at this.
We'll get
still
better.
here,
We'll
Okay,
get better.
okay.
but I'm
Yeah.
I'm hovering up above.
Yeah, and you're firing at the goblin.
And I got a nat 20, so that's 2d6.
So Tracy, when you roll a nat 20, whatever dice you roll for your attack, you roll those dice twice. And then, so for yours, like I think your dagger is a d6, you would roll that d6 twice. And then whatever that additional number, that just stays the same.
I get an
Sure.
8.
An 8 total?
Yes.
Yeah. So that rips through like his chest. He like grabs his belly and he's not looking good and he's blinded and confused on just what happened.
Oh, like Santa.
Tracy, your turn. I don't know.
So just to be really clear, this is coloring forever my interaction with what fighting is that we never discuss. Like, are we just killing these folks outright? Is that what's happening? Also, we're killing Santa, which really just threw me.
You can talk during combat, but also keep in mind that your turn is only lasting like seconds.
It's 6 seconds.
6 seconds.
6
So
seconds.
it's just
Super
whatever you can
cool.
communicate in 6 seconds is what you can communicate.
Tracy, what I would say is the door, you put your head in, they saw you. Within 6 seconds, the goblin already was charging at you, and so was the human, right? So as those doors open, Patrick's response was just to try to blind them. Andrew's response was to like raise in the air and shoot. This is all within the same 6 seconds.
Okay.
So now it's just like, what is your gut reaction to the goblin entering the room and the human being like right behind him?
Well, because my head is sticking out into the other room, I'm just gonna
you're like right next
continue
to the human.
Yeah, like I would really just like continue with momentum rather than trying to fight it. So I'm gonna pull myself through onto the conveyor belt and I already had my plasma blade like apparently drawn from before. So like I really don't want to be killing people. We did not discuss this, so like I would love to just try to smack him on the head with the butt of like the handle of my blade because I don't know if we're just killing folks outright. So
Two notes real
if I'm not stabbing, I'm
notes
like
real quick.
instrumenting.
One note, although it's not going to come into effect here, but every time you have a combat turn, you have movement. Because you're on a conveyor belt, you're very likely on your hands and knees, which means that you have to expend a certain percentage of your movement in order to stand up. But so just making that note, it doesn't matter because this is small. And the second piece of this is, well, never mind. Will tell you how you attack with the butt of your sword. So
yeah, we're just gonna.
Mostly, do I need to correct for the movement? Because you're right. Like, if I'm kind of like half out, I would want to bring my legs up and out, and I don't know if we need to.
Yeah, you have plenty of movement to like just slide out. Again, like 6 seconds is not a ton of time, but it's plenty to move. D&D says your character I think can run 30 feet in 6 seconds. So just being like, I want to like get out and turn around. I'm looking it up. What we're going to consider is an unarmed attack where you're just using the butt. I believe it's just you roll and I believe it's 1 plus your strength after a successful attack. No one does that, so I'm just trying to find out the rules. Here it is. And
so when you say roll, like if it's since like the plasma blade, you can do one or two-handed. I'm going one-handed at this point. Am I rolling the D8 that's marked for the?
No, you're gonna roll your D20 first.
Okay.
You have to see if you hit first.
You have to see if you hit.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
So
and then
base roll is 15, which is these two, so 17 total.
Yes. So that hits fine. And then it deals bludgeoning damage equal to 1 plus your strength modifier. So you're gonna take 1, and then what's your strength modifier?
So not in saving throws, right? Just in like the general setup.
Yep. It's gonna be a small number underneath.
The little number is -1.
Cool. So you do 1 damage. You do 0 damage.
Nope. I did nothing.
No, 1 plus -1. So you hit him, and even with like him holding a wound in his chest, he like barely notices it. Maybe he doesn't notice it at all because of like the extreme pain through his torso.
Wait, no, she hit the human. She went through to hit the human, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, then he's just pissed, and he turns to you, and he's gonna take the knife he's holding and swing it at you stuck inside. I got a 19, so that hits.
Great.
And then
I said my luck was gonna be wonky today.
I take it back. She was hitting the goblin.
Wow, he did really good. He take 8 damage.
Okay.
So inside of the whole, like the conveyor belt is kind of in like a channel that's attached to the room. So like,
I just want to let you know that if I took 8 damage, someone would have to come read me my last rites. Sorry, go ahead.
It's okay.
You didn't then.
So yeah, so you take the 8 damage. You're kind of in there. I think you're still alive. You're not looking great, probably.
Barely.
Right.
Barely.
So then it's going to go to Patrick again, and now they're starting to regain their sight, I believe.
Yes, because it's only gone for 1 turn. Exactly.
Oh, I thought it works for 2 turns.
Oh, wait.
Its duration is a round.
Human's blind still. Tracy, is your...
Oh, so he would have to roll a disadvantage against her.
Even though she attacked right next, like he would kind of know where she is. But what's your AC? Is it above 15?
I don't know what an AC is.
Armor class.
It should say it on your sheet, armor class, but it should say AC.
15.
Oh, it matches.
Yay.
So you don't give all that health back.
You don't take damage.
Yeah, sorry.
You're welcome. If you're looking for someone to thank.
This is just a roller coaster.
If you're looking for someone to thank.
Not knowing what's happening.
You're
okay,
welcome.
So as explanation, I got a 19, but because he's blinded, I have to roll at what's called disadvantage, which means I rolled my D20 twice and take the lower one. I rolled actually pretty well for my second one, but because it matched yours, the match goes to the player, so we're not just dicks.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so in that case, it's my turn. And I've been saving this spell for a moment just like this. I don't know if you remember I have this.
A moment like this.
It's called a pistol, and I'm going to shoot him. And I rolled a 1.
Are you kidding? Please
Yeah.
tell me you're kidding. It's gonna be a total party kill by the time this shit is done.
Do you want to explain what that failure looks like?
I think honestly I'm gonna go to shoot him.
Yeah,
As the lights go down and he regains his vision, he just sees a really small person holding a pistol at him. I shoot, it goes between his legs and hits Tracy.
No, you can't hurt our party. You have to hurt yourself.
Why? That's not what
Why can't
happened
you
when
just
you
say
shot
that?
me with an
You
arrow
don't
in
have
the
to hurt-
butt in Neverland.
I
You
guess
had
you're
no
right, you're right,
problem
that's
hurting
true,
me in that case.
You don't have to
You're
hurt
right, you're
anybody. Your bullet hits because it's that station pistol, I believe. It like hits the floor and ricochets, and you hear it bouncing, and eventually it cracks that glass sheet hanging from the ceiling.
And then that cuts Tracy.
Goblin's turn. So Goblin is looking really bad, and he only sees red for Andrew. So I'm gonna roll. Nat 20. I'm doing great today.
Okay. How about you knock that off?
But I rolled much worse, so you only take 5 damage.
Okay.
So he comes up, and with his knife, he just jabs it into you. While holding his left hand's on the hole in his side, the knife is now kind of in you, and then it's your turn.
How?
What?
How could the goblin reach me if I'm flying above?
Oh, that's a good point. Then he's gonna go for Patrick. Patrick, you take.
I'm not trying to get out. I'm just
No.
saying how can he stick the knife in me? I mean,
Right.
You're
It'd
saying
be
how
like-
can he slap? I
It'd
understand.
be like your feet. It'd be like your feet. We
Yeah.
can say yeah. All right.
Okay.
So all of a sudden, your talons are just like dripping little bits of blood.
Okay. All right.
I would
I'm
have
good with
absorbed
I
that.
just- it
I'm
didn't make
basically a
sense
No,
that
tank.
no, no, no,
goblin
no.
could-
You're good. I was
Yeah.
picturing you on the floor still.
Yeah, I bet
All right,
you
so
were.
I have to move because I'm flying, right? Like I don't just hover in
Yep.
one spot.
Yeah.
So I will will I present an attack of opportunity if I fly over him to the other corner? If
Yep.
I still stay in melee? Okay.
There's
So
nowhere
I'm-
in this room where you can leave 5 feet.
That's what I thought. Okay. So I'm going to fly over to this side, and as I'm doing that I will what do I need to because my bow is that like the one that kind of like oh no,
Wrong character.
wrong character. You knew exactly what I was talking about too.
Oh, Assassin's Creed, but bow? Don't wait. Do you have no? Someone has the Chewbacca bow, right?
That's what I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
The one that I was thinking of was from the other game where I replaced it with like a one that folds up into my wrist.
So in this game, we would replace your whole arm with
Yeah.
one.
That would be rad. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna take a. Yeah, I'm just gonna take a shot at him again with my crossbow. No,
I'm
no.
gonna say
Here's
like,
what I'm gonna do.
hurry up, man! You're taking a lot of time.
I'm gonna. I'm going to. Well, I had to change how I was approaching this. I drop to the ground over here. I drop to the ground and drop my crossbow and pull out my plasma blades. I have dual plasma blades, and just swing them both at him.
Perfect. Do you know how two-handed attacks work?
I thought I just.
So
swung
if
without
you have
thinking.
2 blades, you can attack with both, one and then the second. The first one, you get to add all your modifiers, and the second one, you don't.
Okay, so the first one I rolled a 23.
Oh, okay.
And then that's a D12. And I do 8 fire damage.
That's super dangerous in here. Oh, his plasma. Yeah. So you watch as he just cuts the goblin, and the goblin splits down the middle and falls. You do have an extra attack now, so if you want to turn, you have enough movement to get to the human.
Okay.
You'll have to land to get through the door. So you'll
I
kind of
did. I did land. I landed.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So
I dropped to the ground and dropped my bow there.
Perfect. So if you just take 5 feet and then you do your rolling again, we can look this up just in case someone wants to rule check me, but you don't add the plus
I just don't
number
add the +5 to it. Okay.
to either damage or the attack.
13.
That's a miss. So you go for your second attack, but maybe you start like cutting into the door.
Okay. So I'm right here, right behind Mick Jagger.
Yeah, Tracy. What did you want
I
to
do
do?
have a really quick question.
Of course,
because
please.
I also am currently wielding a plasma blade. It says it can be wielded with strength or dexterity. Clearly, strength was related to the actual nature of the attack last time.
Yes.
How and why is it wielded with dexterity?
So it's the way, like they call it the finesse attribute. It's how you're holding the knife.
Okay.
So picture
mean
like, are
one-handed
you
versus
stabbed
two?
down strength, or are you doing
Right.
something a little bit more sly? And the way I describe this is comparing Luke Skywalker's sword fighting versus Kylo Ren. They're both using the lightsaber, the same tool, but the Jedi's is samurai inspired and Kylo Ren is medieval. So Kylo would be strength, Luke would be finesse.
That's really
Gotcha.
good.
Dexterity. Oh, thanks, friend.
Okay. And so that it has nothing to do with the one versus two-handed. It's more just like if, however, I decide to move with that particular weapon,
Yes.
we'll decide ultimately. Because if I had known that, wouldn't have gone for the strength one. Because obviously my strength.
So
is crap.
sorry. So, but the way you the butting with the back of it has
Yes.
to be strength.
Exactly. So I chose that motion. I would not have chosen that motion had I remembered that we were working with strength there. And so that's
If it
why I
makes you
wanted
feel
to
better,
double check.
the other motion would have killed him.
No, that doesn't make me feel better. But thank you for just rubbing that salt right in my.
Well, no, you
proverbial
said you
wound.
didn't. You said you didn't want to kill him. That was like the point of the handle.
Still doesn't make it better.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so at
You
this
still
point,
did 0 damage after hitting him.
I misread that situation.
it did not. No, it did not. So essentially, it's just the human left at this point, and
Yes.
I'm apparently standing in shattered glass with a cut somewhere.
The glass would
delivered by
be no. The
Sneasel.
glass would be behind the human. The bullet
Right.
went through the human's legs, bounced off the ground, and like hit the glass behind there. And it's
Right.
not shattered; it just like
Okay.
cracked, so like spider webbed.
Super helpful. Thank you. And so I'm just rolling my like D20 now, or should I say what I want to do and then roll?
Tell us what you want to do, and then because of how I DM, we're gonna just allow it, and then you roll your
Okay.
D20.
So at this point, I was really pissed off that he essentially tried to be merciful and almost died. So at this point, we're just flipping that blade right around. So I want to be standing, obviously
Yeah.
in close quarters to the human, and
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take we're just gonna try to slash him.
Yeah. So you're gonna kind of
So-
take that corner. You roll your D20.
Right. And then so it's the D20 plus whatever. Obviously, I am rolling like shit tonight. It was a total of 4 with the proficiency bonus is 6, so we're not
Sorry.
doing great.
Well, you did about as well as Andrew did. So the human is standing there with 2 attacks coming through, and he's just like, "Uh-oh!" And then he's gonna swing his sword at Tracy because he
Okay.
missed last time.
Is Tracy still in that little corner, or has she gone through the conveyor belt? Is she over
She's
here?
gone through. She would be here.
I'm behind the human now. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, like
Yes.
on the side
I'm sorry.
of in
Then
proximity
Tracy,
to.
can you roll your D20 again?
Yeah.
You get advantage because he's currently in conflict with Andrew.
Okay. And that was a 15, and then proficiency is 2.
17, so that hits.
Yeah.
So now you roll the damage part of that.
This is why I ask clarifying questions.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
it's good. And so I'm rolling my D8.
And then you're gonna add the other number that's on the back side of it.
The backside of what?
It
We-
should
see,
say 1d8 plus something.
Ours don't say
Oh,
plus.
right. 1D8
Oh.
plus 8.
Oh,
So-
none of mine say
I
plus.
think I wrote it for her.
Wait, hold on. No. Hold on.
Wait, 1d8 plus what did you say?
No, that's wrong. It's wrong. I was reading the wrong thing.
Okay.
Actually, you didn't, so I don't know what it is.
Really?
There's
On
an
your
attack-
character sheet?
There's an attack bonus. Is that what
Yes.
we're talking about?
What is that?
Okay, the plasma blade attack bonus is 4.
Cool. So it's 1d8 plus 4.
Yeah, and so that's 8 total then.
Wait,
Cool.
is that how that works?
Yeah.
I thought the attack bonus is what you add to the 20 die roll.
Let me see your character sheet. There is 2 numbers.
Right.
I believe a lot of the time they are the same, but let me just look it up.
You wrote mine, and this one doesn't say. It's usually like 1d6 plus 3 or whatever. This
Yeah.
I don't have any pluses on any of
Cool.
my weapons.
Yeah,
Let's
mine
figure
doesn't
that
either.
out.
I'm looking at like the section where it says like name, attack bonus, damage.
And then damage type.
type.
There's typically
And
in
so-
that damage type, it will say whatever the dice you roll is, and then they'll
Mhm.
say plus whatever if there is an
Yeah. So-
additional.
The second number is fixed. It's this is off memory. It is the attribute you need to use it. So for Tracy, it would have been your dexterity. So you roll 1d8 plus dexterity plus your proficiency bonus if you're proficient with it, which you would be.
Yeah. So it's 2 plus 2, so it is actually 4. So
Yeah.
it is total. Yeah.
So I should add pluses to mine as well, is what you're saying.
Yes, and that's why I said earlier, like when you couldn't, for your second attack, you couldn't, but for your first one, you should have added.
I could have been doing so much more damage.
We're learning together. Okay, so how much? It was 8, right?
It was 8.
Cool. So he's looking horrible. And when you send your blade through him, you also notice that there's a huge cut on his left leg, like the calf of his left leg. So now I don't know where you wanted to send your blade, but that got cut, and then also his leg, and then it goes back to Patrick.
Wait, it's the human's turn.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, human. We went backwards.
It's
Thank
fine.
you.
Yeah, we had to take a step back, so it is now the human's turn.
He misses. I rolled a 6.
Great, it's my turn.
Patrick, your turn.
All right, so I kind of want to use a gun again.
Oh no.
It's
Cool.
just-
So now keep
I'm
in
in
mind,
danger. I'm in so much danger constantly when fighting with you all.
he has Andrew in front of him and Tracy behind him. If you roll a
exactly.
1, one of them's getting hit.
No, but you've seen that movie where like they bend bullets, right? I think
That's
it
what-
was bend
yeah,
it
so
like
if you-
Beckham.
As long as you don't roll a 1, we'll just say you miss clean or hit clean.
It was not bend it like Beckham, is what you're telling me? Okay.
What was that? Was it Mr. Smith or Mrs. Smith or?
No, it wasn't, because you're right that it had Angelina Jolie in the film, but it was not the Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt film.
Bummer.
Sorry, everybody. Okay, I feel good. Wait, tell me this.
Who rolls 1s twice in a row, right?
I'm switching my D20 for this roll. I think my green D20 is going to do better. Plus, this is the one I paid to get weighted. So it should be good.
I've never done that.
All right. So here's what's going to happen.
It was a 1.
No, it was
Okay,
not. But it was also a 9, which I know that he has an AC of 15. But what I am going to do, because I really don't want to see us lose this, Andrew's coming up next. So I am going to start singing in order to inspire Andrew and give him an
Bardic
extra
inspiration?
D6.
Is
Yes.
this a bonus action?
This is a bonus action, and I'm
Cool.
going to sing Bardic inspiration. That's what I'm doing. So it's perfect.
Yeah, so you
So
fire
now,
again, you miss again.
Imagine me just holding my gun in the corner, singing into it like a microphone.
Don't
Yeah.
do that, because if you roll a 1, you're going to shoot yourself in the face.
And I think, if anything, Andrew just understands like the dire need for him to get a hit. Like
I'm
things have gone
desperate.
bad. Your performance also comes off like scared to me, like he's
Yes.
inspired by just need to protect you.
Bardic inspiration.
And that's it. I'm not
me now?
moving. So
Yeah.
it's now
Goes
now
to Andrew.
All right, so I'm dual wielding again,
Okay.
and I'm gonna swing more confidently. I'm stepping into him with my dual blades. And the first one, I rolled an 8. So I'm going to use my Bardic Inspiration and roll. That just means I roll again, right?
No, you get to
You add
add a D6, right?
Oh, D6. I thought it was a D4, but it could be a D6. So
It's a D6. In mine,
Roll a
it's a
D6.
Doing
D6.
Bardic Inspiration, because even with that, I can't get I can't hit him. So
And at 15.
not using my Bardic Inspiration. So I'll just miss him with my first one, then I'll swing with the backhand. And that time I do 16. I don't get to add anything. So 16.
16 hits.
Okay.
So this is now you do not add any numbers. It's a raw die.
It's just a D12.
Yes. And to correct myself earlier, so your attack bonus is your ability modifier, so strength or dexterity, plus your proficiency bonus. The next one is only your ability modifier, so you don't add the 2 for your. So I looked it up. So either way, you don't roll anything.
Okay.
Or you only roll, you don't add anything.
I'm like, hang on. What? That's stupid.
Yep.
8.
Oh yeah, you kill him. Do you want to say how you did it?
I angrily, as I swing with my right hand and I miss because that's my dominant hand.
Mhm.
I'm just angry that I miss, and so as I'm still kind of tilted down, I just take the other one and just shove it straight up in through his stomach into his chest.
Yeah, and then he just drops.
And then I would, out of combat now, I would like to walk up and shoot him.
You want to? You can do it with advantage.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna roll to
With
shoot
advantage,
this guy.
'cause he's dead.
If you had made either of the other 2 shots, I would just let it happen. But
Thanks to advantage, I got a 16.
that's plenty. There you go.
Yeah, and I shoot him.
Okay, so combat is now done. So we can go back to how we've been playing Tracy as always. There is now a dead goblin in the main room and a dead human kind of in the doorway. Behind the human and behind Tracy, there's a glass sheet that has maps kind of flickering on it and swapping in and out.
Except it's
I'd like-
shattered.
I'd like
It's,
to.
yeah, spider, like there's spider cracks through it, but the projection is still going through.
Where did that bullet hole come from? That's weird, everybody. I'm gonna search
like-
this goblin.
Yeah, I'd like to search the body.
Yeah, so the goblin and human both only have knives on them, and they're wearing plain clothes. They have no other kind of personal possessions. For the goblin, there's nothing really noticeable other than he's a goblin, and that he has a like electronic chip in the back of his head.
I'm gonna.
And then for
Go
the
ahead.
human, the only thing noticeable is that he had an additional wound that was kind of being patched up. It was like mid heal. He also has an electric chip in the back of his head.
I'm gonna do 2 things. One, I'm gonna take the knife off the goblin. I'm searching the goblin specifically,
Mhm.
and I am gonna cut that chip out of the back of his head if I can to keep with me, but also to serve as proof.
Sure.
Should I be concerned that he may have keistered something?
It's up to you.
I'm gonna walk. I'm just gonna wow.
I'm gonna assume the best in this situation, and I'm not gonna check the keister.
That's very
Okay.
noble of you. I'm gonna go pick up my crossbow.
As you cut the chip out and you kind of pull it off, it looks kind of like a CPU in a computer, but as you pull it out, there's like tentacles that like are inside of his head that you're slowly pulling through. So as you take it out, it is a CPU with like wires coming from the
Yeah,
beneath
I'm
it.
just gonna chop those off. I'm
Okay.
only keeping the chip.
Okay. So you did that. Andrew, you went and got your crossbow. Tracy, you've watched all the
Yeah.
carnage. Someone's going to have to undo. And then, Tracy, what would you like to do?
I really want to check out this map, or like the
Okay.
flickering remnants of the map.
Yeah. Can you give me an intelligence check?
Yes. So intelligence check is just like the skills section. Is that
So
right?
you roll a d20 and you go to your
Yeah.
abilities. Yeah. And then,
Yeah. Okay. So 19, and then the abilities is where?
you rolled real high.
Yeah.
So, and I can find your character sheet somewhere and help you too. I just need to remember where I put it. So as you're looking at it, what you instantly realize, and you Tracy as a human will have to remember 3 weeks back, he had shown you a map that had all these locations based on it and told you that the people were going all throughout. One of the maps that comes up is that map, and all of the locations match up.
Mm.
As it goes through that, you see a whole bunch of what just look like tunnel systems, and they're just cycling through like a lot, right? And then eventually it makes its way back to the location map where all the things, again, you remember where they are.
Mm.
So you can be like, oh, I know, like that's the dot that we entered. You can assume that maybe one of these has to do with where you are, but it would be impossible to know.
Right. Yeah, I'm just thinking that over. I don't
Yeah.
really have much
Yeah,
else
no
in,
worries.
much
No,
in terms of
that's-
action.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk back into. I'm gonna walk over to the door that
The bottom one?
Tracy's standing by. Yeah, and I'm gonna.
Is it time to use the orb again?
Oh,
to
we
see
can
what
use
they
it.
were-
It's not a one-time use.
No.
No,
yeah.
use whatever.
Yeah, may as well. Yeah, why not?
Might as well use that orb.
Okay. So as you turn it on, you put it on the floor, the same thing happens where these kind of little light up dust arrays kind of come up and start going throughout the room. And you see a much less defined human and goblin walking in, looking at the map, and kind of just disappearing as they're walking around. But it is
much less defined, meaning
it is like the shapes are softer. The ears on the goblin are probably less pointed. It's like if you turn down the quality of a model, right? So it's like almost a low political model of just kind of like, if the height difference definitely shows you like, all right, you know who they are. And you probably don't know why it's doing that. It's just way different than what it looked like earlier.
Okay. So while that happens, I'm gonna continue trying to get into this door.
Yep. So let me pull up.
Did we do? Oh, that's cool, Patrick.
Yeah.
Is
Just
there?
want to make it real confusing and take both of their colors into yours.
Now I know exactly who I am.
Is that? Is there did we do something different? Because I feel like we're all accidentally grabbing this map, and I don't remember having that issue at all up to now.
Yeah, me
yeah.
neither.
I have to remember to turn it off. You should, like, if you click on your character, it shouldn't click on it. But I'll just remember to turn. I have to like lock the map every time I turn on a room. So 1 second. So you going through? You said?
Yeah, I'm going through.
Oops. There we go. So again, I'll have to lock the room. We'll get good at this. All right. So you see it turns, and then as you go through there, frame one, stop moving. Okay. All right. As you see that, the conveyor belt goes through the room that you were in, kind of takes a right, and then kind of follows into this room. And you might not see it. Like the conveyor belt might disappear in between the rooms. But as it enters this room, what you see is a conveyor belt that like splits off into multiple conveyor belts. And there's little droids working on each conveyor belt, sorting things, picking it up, like looking at it, scanning it, and then they're continuing through straight across the room. There are probably at least 5 or 6. It's hard to see because they're so small. But little droids on little pedestals that are attached to the conveyor belt, as well as one bigger droid that's kind of working through the pieces.
Elle, you may want to health stem yourself or heal yourself if you haven't already.
She didn't take any hits. I'm the only one who took a hit.
Oh, that hit got taken back.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm still down 5. So I'm
down
going to
5.
health stem myself, which is that's a 2d4 plus 2.
Mm-hmm.
So let me real quick. I think
That's a good idea. I'm actually going to do that as well.
Well, my first one was a 4. 4 plus 2 is going to be 6. I don't need to roll anymore. So I'm going to lose a health stem, and I'm back to full health.
So I did 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 4. Okay, so I can go up to full health as well.
Great. Okay, perfect.
I forgot I had that. That's good.
Yes. Oh, I'm about to Jedi. I can tell I'm about to. All right, so it's basically like this assembly area. You said there's 4 or so that seem like there may be the...
Yeah, you see 4 little droids kind of working through the stuff that's going through this conveyor belt. And you can see that they're sorting it. Because people have not been feeding it now for some time, the things are getting like less and less. And when you guys got to the conveyor belt, no one was adding things to it, right? So what you're seeing is like the remnants of whatever the human and goblin put on the conveyor belt.
Okay.
And they're sorting it. And I'm trying to see if I can show you guys like where. Does that work? There we go. So it's like 3 conveyor belts at this point going straight through the room.
It makes sense. Like sorting. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And do I see man, I'm in the back of this line, but I'm
you can push your way through.
If it's 5
You're
foot
small.
wide, then I'm sure I can get through.
Yep.
Looking in, do I see any humans in this immediate area?
No, none at all. It's all robotic.
Then I'm going to immediately walk in, and I want to try to see what is being sorted on the conveyor belt. And M knows to stay with me, so me and M are together.
So what you see on one conveyor belt is all like guns and arms stuff. Most of them look very broken, but you see ammo and that type of stuff. The next one is body tech, like things that people put in their bodies. Very similar to the corporation you guys broke into episodes ago.
Yeah.
And then the third one is just like a miscellaneous, all the other kind of valuable things that might come through. All of it is either arms or tech, though.
L, what was
So
you go ahead.
I was gonna say in the beginning rooms, you saw it was a lot of clothing and all that stuff
Yeah.
with like really broken tech. This stuff will be like better off, but still most of it won't be functional.
L, what was on that map you were looking at?
It was like tunnel systems as well as that location map that we were kind of fed earlier. So it kind of made me think that like this map had been like leaked or something from someone to somebody else. And so it was one of the maps that we were shown
Okay.
in terms of which district we were assigned, and then a bunch of other like underground sections, and it was kind of like cycling through a bunch, if I remember correctly.
Okay. Do these conveyors end up like dropping stuff in boxes at the end, or does it go out on another conveyor?
Goes out into the next room.
All right. Andrew, tell me your character's name again.
My character's name is Eris.
I want to call you Birdman. Okay, Birdman. We obviously can't carry all this stuff. We could pick up some piece if we want to, or we could just head in the next room. It seems like whoever was here, we don't know if it was just those two, if there's a whole crew of people, but in any case, they're not here right now, so maybe we just continue forward?
Yeah, I don't see any reason to collect any of these items. It's not like the last mission we were on. We're in pursuit of people, so I'm not going to burden myself with that stuff.
Do we
burden?
That's funny, man. Bird humor. So do we need to go look? Do we need to go look in this back hallway, or do we want to just kind of assume that if I ran into the room, my thought process would probably be just to keep running straight? That's probably what my inclination would be. So do you want to just head straight through this far door over here? I can't ping, I realize, but like over here.
As I came in, yeah, as the bird flies, I would go this way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why don't we just try to head straight through there?
Sound good, Tracy?
It's possible too that I guess I'm the only one who can hack these doors, right?
Yeah.
So there's no door there. It's just a hallway. There's no like actual resistance to like this like pathway over here. Like granted, there are two other doors. I'm fine with going through that one, but it kind of feels like
there's more areas.
Given how much you love to poke around, I'm really surprised that you guys aren't pushing through like random hallways and doors that we don't need to go through.
I fully plan on it, but like to me, it's like we have three choices. We gotta start something. Like that's
No, that's why it's really confusing because that would have been my first choice, and you all tend to go like with these other circuitous routes. I'm just like, wait, what's happening?
You're saying
like,
that you're upset that we did what you would want to do?
I'm confused and therefore very suspicious. It's like, wait, should we not go through that door then?
No, we're starting to mesh together
as a team. Really, more than even this direction, we're following the conveyor belt. It seems like where the conveyor belt goes, so do we go. I think that's more what it is.
No, and that makes sense. I'm just confused by the group following logic in a way that I have yet to see so far. So I'm like, well, yes, let's do that. And like, I'm like looking around like, oh, maybe I made the wrong decision, but I'm happy.
Never mind. I'm going to go through that hall.
Okay, so you guys are going through this door, right? The one I just turned on? Perfect. As you go through, you can see, again, additional bots, very similar to the one in the left room. But instead of sorting, they are now combining. They're taking all these bits and starting to make things out of them. In addition to the three on each of the lines, there's also one really big overarching. Andrew, let's go back for a sec, because you don't want to be there. So there's one big robot kind of over three of them. And in the center of the room, where is K? Boop, there is a Kenku guard with a rifle kind of proceeding over this territory. And as you open that door, he's walking from this direction towards the middle of the room and sees the door as it opens up. And so we can do two things. We can either roll our initiative again, or we can just take the number we had before. It's up to you guys.
We're rolling it again, and I'm going to shoot this man.
Yeah, because I want Tracy to be able to hit him before he hits us.
I do have a rifle. And I am a ranged weapon person. I'm a ranger. So we could try it. We could try it.
2 for Patrick.
8.
You guys are rolling terrible.
I also have an 8.
Which one of your I'm assuming Tracy's dexterity is higher, but
my dexterity
Andrew's
is
a rogue.
Yeah,
my dexterity is 14 plus. Oh wait, you're talking about the modifier, yeah?
The small number.
the smaller underneath dexterity. I am a +2.
And Andrew, you're +5. So Andrew will go first.
We're not doing saving throws, right? It's literally just like
just
actual...
the
Perfect. Okay, yes, then it's definitely 2.
Andrew, even though your roll was extremely low, you're first.
I'm not this. It's not the same. He's not the same race as me, right? I'm an Aarakocra. That's right. Okay. It's another bird animal, though, right?
Yes. This is much more like Raji from the Jobs.
Okay. I think I'm gonna come in and immediately like get up in the air and make my way to this side. At least causing him to have to shift focus, right? So like draw focus, and then from up there, I will shoot a blaster bolt.
Sounds good. After Andrew, Tracy, just think about what you're gonna do.
Yeah, I'm minorly concerned that he is now possibly in my line of sight for my rifle.
Don't be.
I'm up in the air though, so as long as you're not aiming up.
Also, if you look through this door, you can see him. You might just barely.
It should be like a straight shot. So my first thought is I get to use I don't have to be close combat. Yeah. So
Andrew,
I think we're in a good spot actually because he won't be paying attention. I rolled a 20, not natural. Just
totally fine.
And we're saying my plus is +2.
Should be, yeah.
Okay, and I rolled 8.
It'd be your dexterity, I believe, on a.
Oh, so it's 9.
Plus
I rolled
9?
I got 9.
Oh, okay, cool.
Piercing.
He takes
9 piercing.
Yeah, he takes a big ol' hit, and he kind of spins around towards you. Maybe the bolt is towards his back because he didn't quite follow you, but he's for sure looking at you now. Tracy.
I would like to roll for my rifle, which is a new one that I haven't done yet. And so I rolled a d20 to see exactly how bad I'm going to roll yet again. So it's a 7 total, which is super helpful.
So your rifle's going to maybe ping the opposite wall. Kenku's turn. Unfazed by the rifle miss, he's going to take his rifle and point it at the one who shot him. Natural 20.
Oh, great.
My rolls are...
Do you guys remember that time I used to be alive?
Exactly. I knew I was going to die tonight. I knew it.
13.
I am down to 2 health.
Oh, you're not dead? That's amazing.
Don't be so
disappointed.
That's good. It's good.
No, Patrick. That's really surprising because I have a total of not that. And so I would have been dead.
That's great.
It's a good thing I used that health stem. Thanks, Patrick.
All right, Patrick, what do you want to do?
Okay, so I am going to move my character over into the room, and I am gonna move into the room. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20 feet or so. And then let me go ahead and roll my attack. I have a energy dagger. So I'm going to try to throw a dagger. And I'm going to do a roll an 11.
11 doesn't hit.
That's fine.
So
out of curiosity,
although
not a bonus action, can I hand my paralysis dart to Mick Jagger and let Mick Jagger charge at him?
I don't see why not. It'd be very bath bomb situation.
Okay. I promise not to shoot it.
Though more pressing, because you threw your energy dagger is now near Tracy, slowly burning through the floor.
This is shoddy construction. This is like Sudden Valley stuff.
You're on the 4th ring.
Sudden Valley.
So Tracy, it's your turn.
So I want to make a note real quick. I'm going to hand my paralysis dart to Mick.
Yep.
And tell Mick to fly it at him. He will have to roll a saving throw. It's a Constitution. Yeah, he has to roll a Constitution save.
Okay. Where is my con? 15.
Well, he passes, so he just takes 1 damage and that's it.
Oh, Thought you killed him, but you didn't. All
worries.
right, Tracy, now your turn.
And so to be clear as to how like order of actions, like number of terms, like if I grab this dagger that is like just melting through the floor, does
Yeah.
that essentially take up my one turn?
No, that'd be like there's like an interaction with stuff. It would just
Okay.
be, if you were like, I'm going to interact with all these things, it would consider time. But just like logically think like, how long would it take you to like pick up a knife?
I'm a little
Right.
confused as to why it's Tracy's turn again before I go.
Oh,
That's a good question.
no, because I wrote her name first because she rolled the
Okay.
first 8. Andrew, go.
I mean, I'm fine with her going again because if she
No,
can
no.
kill him.
You go.
Okay.
The knife slowly burns through the floor.
Okay.
Continues to burn through the floor.
Yeah, so I have to move, right? That's kind of part of my deal.
Or
So
land.
I will move over here. Yeah, or land, but I'm not going to land.
Yeah.
I'm going to move over here and shoot
Yeah,
him
like,
again.
stop moving. He just
Quit
slowly
moving.
starts spinning towards you.
I rolled a 17.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's great.
And then 7.
Yeah, with both bolts entering him, he drops to the floor. So
And
that's
then I drop to the floor.
you're definitely not looking great. What do you guys want to do now that combat's over?
I'm gonna go get my
Wanna pick up-
energy dagger. No, that's
Cool.
mine. Are
Pick up the
you
dagger.
kidding? I'm gonna get my dagger.
I don't know. You did try to shoot me a couple times. I
No.
think it might be mine since I'm closer and
Yeah.
larger.
I pick up my dagger, and Nick Jagger looks at Elle menacingly. But immediately,
Like, what expression?
I have a
Like
feeling that
menacing beeps.
yes, I have a feeling that Birdman's gonna go investigate the body. So I actually want to walk over to the conveyor belts to see, like, is this just a continuation? What's at the end of these? Where do they go to? Like, I want to look at the conveyor belts. Yeah.
So these 3 do continue into the room.
Okay.
Andrew, you want to check the body?
I don't necessarily need to check the body. I'm about
Okay.
to be dead. I need to do
Yeah.
something.
You have
We
2
don't have any
health
healing.
stems, right?
I have 1 health stem left.
I have another health stem, and I didn't lose any health on that one, so I'm happy to contribute a health stem to keeping you alive.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll-
I got
I'll
2 as well as backup.
I'll use 1 health stem, or my final health stem for now. Which gives me 2d4.
Plus
That's
2.
a d6.
But while he's figuring out himself, these 3 conveyor belts do continue into the other room. But I would say the bots that we've been talking about are maybe halfway through. On the other side of them, and the stuff is moving much slower at this point, right? Because they're sorting through, and they're now like things are actually being taken care of. But on the right side of the droids, you see things like full magazines, guns that are more put together and ready to be fired, tech that is starting to look like something like, I don't know what this does, but this could be useful.
Yeah, I'm for sure gonna take. Do I see a gun that is more powerful than my energy pistol? My station pistol.
No, most of it's all the things on the 4th ring for the most part are station pistols.
This is ridiculous.
You could get ammo.
Do you want to search? Would you like to search his body, L? Because if not, then I will.
To be super clear, he is dead.
So
Or
is-
just not okay. Because you said he's not looking good. I'm like, what does that mean? And why is combat over if he's just
That was
not
me.
looking good?
Andrew wasn't looking
Okay.
That was
good.
me.
Okay. Thank you. I was like really confused. I'm like, we're searching a not dead body? Is that what's happening?
I have 9
That
health.
isn't out of the question, though.
I have
Exactly, which is
9.
why we had to clarify. No, I'm good. You can go ahead and search the body. I'm not real excited
But
about.
I'm gonna search his body. Maybe he has a health stem on him.
Roll a d20.
10.
Nope. But he does have, in addition to like the rifle, which is just kind of a generic rifle, he also has a chip in the back of his neck.
All right. Hey, Sleazel, do you want to come take this chip?
Yeah, I will. Because
Is this your 3rd one or 2nd one?
I didn't take one off the human. I only took the goblins.
Was there
Yeah.
one in the human?
Yes.
Oh, we probably should.
Well,
Probably should
that
just
would have probably been
collect
yours to
all.
do. Just kidding.
I thought there was only one. I thought it was
Oh.
just in the goblin.
Do you want to
You
run
can
back
always
and
run
get it,
back
or
and
do you
go
want
get it.
me to run back and get it?
I don't think I should be running right now. So I'll cut this one out, and you can run and get the other one, and then I'll give it to you when you come back.
All right, I'm gonna
Can we
run
just
back.
pull a mulligan on the second one and like not?
No,
Like,
don't
maybe
move.
not.
He leaves. He comes back. Nothing happens.
Mick
You
went
guys
with
have all
me
the
to be
chips.
clear.
Of course.
And we
While
have
we're
all-
gone,
we have-
Elle, why don't you see if any of that gear on the conveyor belts is like something we would want?
I'm feeling like suspicious that like Andrew had to roll a certain number in order to search this, and I'm wondering why that is. Historically, is that normal?
Well,
Is
it
that how
was-
that works? Or
He was asking for something specific.
I was
Oh,
asking if he had a help. If I had rolled a
But-
20, he probably would have given it to
But
me.
sometimes characters will have loot tables, so what you roll determines which thing from the
Yeah.
table you get from them and things like that. So
Gotcha. That is very helpful. Thank you. Yeah, I guess I can do like, what are we looking for? Investigation or perception check on like these? like,
Doesn't
conveyor
matter.
belts?
What you see are like bits of text. So if you want to take one of those, you just be taking a random one that we would determine later.
Because these are, at this point in the game, they're assembled.
And
So
there's
they're-
ammo. So you guys are supposed to be counting your shots and things. But we play very loose D&D. So, but there's ammo here if you need more ammo. And then at the top is just like more tech. So it's like
If
two
we
tech.
need to know where Tracy or Patrick have shot, we can just look at the wall.
I know, just dig it out.
Just go count holes.
1 + 1 + 2 + 1 + 1. That's the scenario we're gonna get into if we count.
It will be.
That's a
Okay,
clue
so essentially just going over to whichever conveyor belt and like mystery box taking items.
If you want to do the tech, and then the guns, like whatever kind of low range gun you wanted, right? Station pistols. There's like a rifle, like mostly what you guys already have, like the low end stuff you guys already have.
Right. Yeah.
I'll do
No, I
tech.
could use some like ammo, and then I also don't have a station gun because I only have like the ranged weapon and then like a couple of like blades, so it's not the worst, I guess. So do I just like, how do I pick one up? How does
You would just
this
tell me
work?
like you'd be like, hey, I want to reach for it. I'm taking X. I'm taking
Okay.
Y.
Yeah, I would really like some like ammo for us because I fired one very misaligned bullet, and I know we are probably going to continue to fire
Okay.
blindly.
Immediately upon pulling from the conveyor belt, the big robot that's lurking over them all turns towards you and attacks you.
Oh,
Oh,
great!
son of a gun.
Uh,
He might literally be a son of a gun.
I mean, at this factory, it's true.
Dang
Yeah.
it.
hits.
I literally got put into that scenario. Y'all redshirted me just now, and I'm not stoked about it.
So we didn't know.
The giant droid that's lurking over all three of them turns towards you and just fires a laser that hits for 4 damage.
Mm.
And we're just gonna keep the.
Am I back in the room, by the way?
Yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna throw this out here. How big is this droid? Can this droid fit through the hole the conveyor belts go through?
No.
Let's just go to the next room. Like, I know we could stay and fight this, but let's just run to the next room right now.
Yeah. I want some tech.
So to be clear, I got shot after I got what I wanted, or before?
You went and touched the bullets, so you have the bullets.
Okay.
The laser shoots you.
Okay. Do I didn't drop it,
No.
presumably. Okay.
No, no,
No,
no.
you're very nimble.
But
All right, can I- I'll
basically,
go
the
open-
idea here is we have to kill this thing to take stuff off the conveyor belt, or we can run away.
Yes.
I'm good. If
Yeah.
Andrew would like to then run on in while I'm limping away, that's fine.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. I have 9 health right now.
Like, obviously, Andrew, if you attack, I'm going to attack with you. I think
I know.
we should run.
It's not worth it. I didn't know that was a thing. Obviously, I wouldn't have let our teammate into.
Yeah.
Don't move your characters for a
firing.
second.
Damn it. All right, there we go.
Oh, you have to unlock it. I see what.
Just so
you're
you
doing.
guys don't. Yeah, so you don't mess around. All right. So there's a hallway
Hold
to your
on.
left.
1 second. As I run in, I give him the sleazel slick finger, and then I run in.
Okay, so as you guys go in here, it goes quicker to the left where you see a room. Down to the right, it's a long hallway. What happens in this room immediately is that you start smelling just a horrific smell of decay, of just grossness and death. You don't see anything, but you can easily tell that it's coming from above, and that
Okay.
there's a hallway down below.
Let's go below.
No, the conveyor belts go above. I think we need to go above.
Wait, do the conveyor belts continue up there?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. I thought the
Do
conveyor
I
belts
get to
ended in the.
stim myself at this point?
You can't.
You
We're
can
not
stim
in
yourself
combat.
whenever you want.
Yeah.
Whenever you want.
You can
Yeah,
stim
it's actually
yourself.
better to do it. It's better to do it
2d4.
outside of combat. Yeah.
Ooh, I just browned out. So if I lose electricity, that's why.
Is that what the smell is?
There is a horrible smell.
horrible smell. Did you guys? Yeah. So my power might go out. Sorry. We'll see how this ends.
Okay. Well, yeah, let's go up here then. I thought that the conveyor belts ended.
Okay.
No, I
so
need hand holding on this. Is this the
2d4.
4?
It's a diamond.
What is this?
Yeah, it's like a triangle. It's like a
a
pyramid.
triangle pyramid? Yeah.
Okay. Well, here's the problem is like I assume 4 is like the height of the number because
Yeah. So the numbers are at the top. So if you roll it, whatever the highest number is, that reads vertical.
right. And so like what I'm saying is like if I'm looking for a 2d4, like up until now it's been really easy because the 20 die has a height of 20 and the other one has like 10 and 8.
Right.
don't-
This one has 4.
Yeah, so this is the only one I have that has a height of 4 on it.
That's it.
It is
Yeah. Little
Okay.
pyramid.
That's it.
awesome. Okay. And so 2 of those,
Mhm.
right? 2 rolls of that. Okay.
Plus 2.
Okay, so 4
Nice.
and then a 1.
That's
2.
Nice. You get
plus
7.
2. Okay, yeah, I only had like 4 damage. So that brings me back up, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. You
Okay,
did.
cool. Fun. Okay, continue.
So as you go into this room, you see the 3 conveyor belts. The top conveyor belt merges down with the other. So the top 2 are both electronics. They combine into one and exit through that wall again. But below the conveyor belts are buckets of fur, skin, limbs, feathers, just chunks of different creatures. And obviously, like pooling blood.
Oh, why? Yeah, are there bots in here?
No.
Then I'm gonna grab some electronics now.
So just grab one, and then we'll get you what it is at the end.
Okay, I got one electronic.
Everyone want to take one?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Just mark
I
one on
got
your table.
Shot.
Yep. All right, and you guys are going through that, following the conveyor belt again?
Yeah,
so
there's no
far-
reason for us to.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It hasn't steered us wrong.
So just to be clear and regroup for 1 second,
Yep.
what is it that we're trying to do now? Like at this point, I'm like questioning. Like Ella's questioning, like, what the hell are we doing in here precisely? Like, are we just trying to kill everyone in here? Like, I was not expecting weird limbs at the end of the assembly, so I'm starting to get like a
Yeah.
little freaked out
But
as to what we're walking into.
It's a combination
so-
of we needed to take care of the people in here, yes. That's what we were sent to do. But the second piece is we might as well figure out where this conveyor goes because this seems wildly important.
Okay, continue.
Yeah, they've now put. Yeah, we've seen lots of, or at least a decent amount of security on whatever this thing is. It seems seemingly important. Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
yeah, let's go through there.
As you go into this room, the conveyor belts take a right, and both of them start dropping off into boxes. So this is the end of the conveyor belts, and you can just see like the tech and stuff is being gathered. But what's more important is on the right side, there are 3 big chairs with medical droids hanging above them. And on the screens that are attached to all the chairs, you can see like these chairs are not too dissimilar from the medical facility you guys broke into. Yeah,
I would like to use our orb.
sure. So you set the orb. Again, all the little green dots float around, and all you see are people like getting into the chair, the robot coming down and ripping arms off, and then installing new fake arms, and then throwing them into a bucket, and people pushing those buckets out the door.
So that arm we were talking about a few minutes ago.
Yeah, and all those bits of people. There's also like, because there's a lot more movement in this room specifically, you can see like people getting chips put in the back of their heads and things like that. Like these 3 chairs have been modifying people for some time, also quite violently.
Yeah, but it is possible.
Yeah, and all 3 screens are on.
So they're all we can potentially all modify ourselves right now.
Permanently disfigure yourselves. Yeah.
I'm
Don't
gonna
say
go.
like that. That
Oh,
makes
sorry.
it feel like you're
I want to know if I can get longer legs. So I'm gonna go interact with the screen.
Yeah. So as you go with the screens,
I want to be
There-
7 feet tall, but it's all leg.
the products are just numbers. It's like product SKUs. So you don't know exactly what they do, but you can see the medical device in like a 3D render. So one of them you can see looks like a spinal column. Another one looks like a disc. One of them looks like the back of a skull and like the hard kind of dome shape of the skull. And then one is a robotic arm.
Does the robotic arm just look like a robotic arm, or does it look like you can like add attachments to it?
It has a toilet brush extension.
Yeah, no, it's really hard to tell at all what these things are. It's just like crude drawings that kind of resemble.
Okay, I think I want to go modify my arm.
So just to be clear, Eris, you want to have your arm violently ripped off mid-mission to have some sketchy ass tech added to it, and then continue on in a completely undoped and vulnerable position during a combat portion. Is that right?
Can I tell you, not so much in that way. Can I tell you my thoughts?
I mean, I think it's fully dope.
This part of the map has been created, I think, as a way to lead us into such a place where we could modify ourselves. And it seems like modifying earlier in this very session, I was asking if I could do a thing, and he said if you had a modified robot arm you could, and I now have a free opportunity to get a modified robot arm. I'm kind of feeling like
you're saying this feels like fate.
Just to be clear, you have how many health stims again?
0.
All right. Because as of now, that will remain 0 if you decide to get your arm ripped off mid-mission. Just to be super clear, you're going all in on this, and I am just gonna watch.
I am supportive of his decision.
Of course you are. This is a Cecil move straight up, and you're using it as a guinea pig to get your legs.
I guess here's what's different. Maybe like I have wings that I can fly around on too, so it's not like it makes me immobile, right? Like my legs will still move, my wings can still carry me around. If I'm down an arm for like even like a short amount of time, there are still things I can do. So it's maybe not as impactful to me as it maybe would be for one of you guys. That's kind of my reasoning behind it. But I think we would have to pay for this kind of modification anywhere else on the station. This is an opportunity to get it for free. So
what makes you think that it's free, given that
there's no one there to take my money?
Sure, how you know the machine works. I mean, like, you're gonna figure this out. I'm just saying this seems like a really bad idea, and if that's what you're all in for, that's fine.
I like it exactly because it seems like a bad idea. I will gladly guard one of the doors, me and Mick, to make sure that you can get this procedure done. And if it goes horribly wrong, then we just get a new Birdman.
This might not.
I'm super unhappy that my lockpick is going to have his arm ripped off.
Listen, here's the deal. My level might raise a number because of my new robot arm. I don't know. It could be like the $1 Million Man. So let's do it.
No. All right. Mick and I are going to go guarded. We're just going to go to this door because I feel like it needs to be guarded. So we're going to go here. Me and Mick.
Tracy, you're just going to stay back out, kind of outside the room, keep the blood off you?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I am literally deciding should I hang out with these bros or should I just go hang out with some dead freaking limbs right now? Because I can't tell who's dumber in this moment.
Smells better in here.
And I'm going to do this. Mick is looking at the door. I'm going to look back towards Andrew because I want to watch it happen. And that's the only
There's nothing more rock and roll than watching an arm get ripped off.
Yeah, I've only seen it happen twice in my life.
So Andrew, when you come up to the screen to like select the arm, as you do, a kind of T-posed man appears and both arms light up, asking you to pick an arm.
Left arm.
Cool. And then you select it and a message just comes up, please sit in the chair.
I turn and sit in the chair.
Instantly, as you do, both legs get locked in and your right arm gets locked in.
Flimp.
And from the robot, a face mask comes down and just instantly passes you out. And then it cuts off your other arm, puts on a robotic arm from the elbow.
Just smacked my elbow on the pain is real. The pain is real.
It gives you a robotic arm from the elbow down. And then releases the mask, throws your limb into a box that will be carted away eventually. But you don't immediately wake up.
Okay.
And I think that's where we'll end our session tonight with you passed out in the chair.
I
Because
just became a cyborg.
you passed out in a chair with a robot arm. Elle kind of confused and not sure what's going on, if this is smart or not. Patrick, Sleazel, you're kind of guarding the doors. Hopefully, after this long procedure and length of time to wake up, Ray will be able to catch up to us in this room. What I want to do right before, so we don't forget, we're going to call this a short rest for everybody. And we haven't done that yet. So what a short rest allows you to do, you don't get your spell slots back, but it's a way to regain some health. And you do that by using your hit dice. So on your sheets, it should say that you have a certain amount of hit dice and what that hit dice is. It's most likely a D6 or a D8. If your health is below 6 or 8, I would recommend just using it. You get half of these back after a long rest, so it's not like you're permanently using them. But if you guys are worried, I know Stim Pack's been a talk. If at this point you're like a little bit worried about your health going forward, it just makes sense to use this opportunity to get a little bit of a boost.
Yeah. By the way, real quick, as we're winding towards the close, we ended up with 3 names in the name generator tonight to get worked into future items and characters.
Can one of them be the name of a new arm?
One of the names is Stanley Burrell. One of the names is Bartleby Rockfinger. Oh, we have 4. One of the names is the Carpal Tuner. And
that could be an arm.
That's a really good one.
I think.
And the last one is Marlon Rando. So those are the names.
Perfect.
Can I choose one of them for my arm?
If you would like it to be the Carpal Tuner, then you absolutely could name
Carpal
it.
tuner. Yes.
Okay. So
Perfect. Thank you everyone for participating. I think we're going to keep doing this and maybe add to it over time. As a reminder to anyone who subscribes to our Twitch, if you join us in Discord, you'll get extra areas that you can join. And I'm going to start filling it with all the maps and with all the other extra little D&D stuff I've made over the years. So make sure you subscribe. I just resubscribed today. I got my 4-month check coin, AA meeting coin.
Yeah.
So I think that's all. I hope you guys had fun.
Wait.
Yeah.
We have items that you had to assign.
Ooh, that's right. We could do that today.
And by the way, for those that do sub, interesting. For those that do sub to the show, if you join the M of One Discord, make sure you connect your Twitch account to your Discord account. So then when you join the Discord, you'll automatically get access to the subscriber lounge. And all these assets are going to get posted in the subscriber lounge. So if you want to get maps and tokens but also stuff from our other series like Drawing Board and things like that, just sub on Twitch, connect your account to Discord, and then join the Discord from the link that's in the About section below. And you'll be able to find all that stuff in the subscriber lounge.
All right, Tracy, why don't you give me a roll? Have you ever rolled a D100 before?
Mm-mm.
Cool. So
I
a
have not.
D100, do you have 2 10-sided dice?
Nope.
Really?
I've got this one that goes up to 90 though.
Oh, yes. So you have 2. That's 1 D10. And then you should have
Okay.
another one that does the same numbers but without the 0.
Just
Okay.
one.
Yep.
So
Yep.
roll both of those.
Okay.
Okay, what do they say?
So 8 and 30.
Cool. So that's 38. 38 is an intellect enhancement patch.
Ooh.
So remember that for now.
Ooh.
And after we roll all 3, I'll go find them and tell you guys what they do. Andrew, why don't you give me a D100?
12.
You
That's
get
lame. It's 12. I could get that on
you get the beast lure.
Ooh.
And Patrick,
36.
36. It's also the intellect enhancement patch. So let's go back and find that one first.
Yes. Well, Kate, if you're asking if Discord is launched, if that's what you're asking about, then yes, it is available now. But the assets haven't been added to the subscriber lounge yet, but they will be over the course of this next week. We'll also, what's going to happen for those that support us on Patreon, Patreon is going to get wound down, and then the things we're posting on Patreon are going to get posted to the subscriber lounge as well. So it's going to be your like one-stop shop for all of the extra bits of episodes and content and things like that. So,
Okay, so first thing for both Patrick and Tracy, this adhesive patch is saturated with a slimy goo and threaded with fine silver wires. When you activate it by placing it on your head and slapping it, it increases the efficiency of your brain. You would gain advantage on the intelligence ability checks and saving throws for 1 hour. So anytime you need to think real hard, you just slap on that nicotine patch.
We gain advantage on what again?
Gain advantage on intelligence ability checks and saving throws. And then, I'm sorry, Andrew, what was your role? Beast Lure.
I got a beast lure.
I hope it's cool because it sounds pretty dope.
Did you not create these?
Oh, no. So I think I mentioned it earlier. I bought a book. It's called Arcana of the Ancients, and it's a sci-fi modification for D&D 5e. So a lot of like the robot monsters I use come from this book. I need most of the tech stuff unless I need something very specific. But every time we're like, hey, we need a random thing, they've got tables of random stuff that we just pull from. So this bulky device has a pointy foot that pierces the ground. When activated, it sends out a call to a range of about 3 miles, luring one beast, such as a Ravage Bear or a Seski, whose challenge rating is no higher than a 3. The beast makes its way to Cypher's location at its normal speed and calmly remains there for up to 1 hour. During this time, you can impart a basic concept or question to the beast, and the beast can convey a simple answer in return. If the beast is attacked, the calming effect immediately ends. After the hour of calm, the beast returns to its previous territory, although it may be sidetracked by prey or attacked along the way. So if you got a big old baddie monster beast attacking you, as long as it's not a CR of 3 or higher, so as long as it's not real strong, you'll be able to calm it down.
What was the name of mine again?
Intelligence patch.
Yeah, I think it was Intelligence Enhancement Path. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see. Maybe when we're off planet, this will be more helpful.
Yes.
Or off station. Okay.
Yeah, or if you want to sell it or trade it later, right?
Oh yeah, for more health stems.
Can I trade this? I would like to trade this for 6 health stems, please. Yeah, I mean, selling stuff is always, especially with random tables. Like if you just if you guys are like, I never need intelligence checks, like I just need to get rid of this thing, we'll figure out a credit cost for you.
Great.
Okay.
Perfect. So I think that's it for the night. I hope you guys had fun. Tracy, I know this is all new. I hope you're starting to learn it and having fun. I'm Will. You can find me at Will Churn on Instagram. Patrick?
Can't find me.
Tracy?
I'm Tracy Ching at Tracy Ching.
And
Amazing.
Andrew.
And I'm at Andrew Sale with 3s instead of E's.
And by
Hey,
the
you got
way-
your arm back. That's great.
Da-da-cha.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, I should point out, obviously next Monday we have a normal PCR. Hot Seat interviews are going out now. The first one dropped today, which is with Jason Craig, and then
I listened to it on Twitch earlier. Very good.
awesome. We're gonna be dropping those every Tuesday and Thursday on YouTube for the next couple months, and then slightly delayed we'll drop audio versions as well. So if you refuse to go to YouTube, that's fine. They'll be available on the podcast stream. And then next Thursday, the drawing board, bring a can with you, a clean can, like a soda can, because we're going to be making fountain pens or something. I don't actually know what we're doing. Soda pens. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
But
You also need like an X-Acto or razor, I believe.
yeah, so if you're curious about what X-Acto you need, just hit up Doc Reed and he can inside the Slack or inside Discord, and he can tell you exactly what you need.
You know what won't be available on audio?
What's that?
Drawing board. So you have to come
Exactly.
either to YouTube or Twitch and see it.
Exactly. So again, next Thursday, 19th, drawing board. We are making things together. Normal episode next week, and then finally tomorrow, I believe we're dropping our Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness recap episode. I believe that comes out tomorrow, so look out for that. So a lot of content coming out right now, but it's great to finally get back into this.
Yeah.
Are you gonna send us out of here? All
yeah,
right.
So see you guys in 2 weeks, or I'll see you next week if you come to drawing board.
Hooray! Ah!